We deserve leaders that stand up for New Mexico values, not for billionaires. Leaders who are honest and deliver real solutions, not scare tactics. Leaders who will move our country forward, not look backwards. We need to make sure that our communities are voting like our democracy, like our rights, like our climate depend on it, because they do. From protecting our reproductive freedoms, cutting costs, to delivering on sensible gun reform, it is all on the line in 2024.
In New Mexico, we have the 6th highest rate of drug overdose deaths in the entire country. Enough is enough. Any person lost to this crisis is one too many, and we need an all-hands-on-deck approach to tackle this emergency with the urgency that it demands. Today, we're going to hear from a number of New Mexicans who are experiencing this crisis up close. That includes Desiree Bustos, who I met last year during a conversation with health providers in the Espanola Valley. And I would also like to thank New Mexico's Attorney General, Raul Torres, Las Cruces Police Chief Jeremy Story, and Santa Fe Fire Department Assistant Chief Steen Johnson, all for joining us today. In so many ways, these New Mexicans are really on the front lines of this crisis. My work in Congress is to make sure that they are getting the tools and the legislative support that they need to do the work day in and day out. Next, I want to introduce my friend and partner in this effort, New Mexico Attorney General Raul Torres. Attorney General, take it away.
Thank you, Senator, and I appreciate you including us in this conversation. And I want to start by thanking Desiree for all the important work that she's doing in the community. It takes a tremendous amount of courage to walk down that road of recovery, and then to use that the tragedy and the trauma that has impacted your family and your community, and try to improve the world around you. And so I just want to commend you for that. I also want to commend you, Senator, for everything that you've done in the Senate to try and bring much needed additional resources to the state of New Mexico to deal with what I think is a real generational challenge in terms of overcoming opioid addiction in general, but fentanyl in particular. I know, and you referenced the fact that we've got a renewed focus on tracking and tracing points of distribution, bringing new resources for interdiction, looking at precursors, and thinking globally about the entire distribution chain for how these chemicals and these drugs make it into our country. And so you've taken that global view, but also looked at the needs of local police departments and law enforcement agencies that desperately need equipment to safely identify and analyze this dangerous drug when it comes into our police departments. But I also want to reflect on the fact that you've taken this sort of broad, balanced, data-driven approach, because it isn't just about law enforcement. It isn't just about working on the enforcement side of the equation. I know you've been just as committed as trying to deliver resources to frontline providers like Desiree, community groups that need greater access to resources. And it's only by having that balanced strategy that we're really going to win.